All right, welcome to PricesKing.com. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to just talk about ES today. I'll make this video quick and short. What's going on with ES? What happened today? Did it tank? Did it go up? Overall, let's talk about where it's headed, right? I mean, we're at the end of the year. We want to know exactly what's going on, where it's going. What are we looking at the chart? So I always look at it from a technical perspective, and I have a couple of things, like you all know, added to the charts. In this case, I've already got my fibs put on so that you can actually take a look at where things are, right? So I'm going to zoom in. We know the high is 4808, and what it's ultimately trying to do is break the current high, because it's gotten the previous high, it's broken it, which was a lower high from the previous high. And so in this case, what it's trying to do is it's going to try to reach over here for 4634, and that is what it's trying to break. Okay, if we zoom in, this is the high that I've gotten on the fibs, which is the 4808, and so that's what it's ultimately trying to reach. And so ultimately that's what it's trying to go towards, and what we're trying to do is try to determine whether it's going to go that far, right? And if we zoom in, what's happening, we got the MACD right here, we got the RSI right here, and if we're looking at this, we can see that the RSI is pretty high up there. It's on the overbought condition, right? And so it's gravitating upwards, but at the same time we're looking at the MACD, and we notice that there's a possibility of a cross happening, and when that happens, we're going to see some downward pressure. At the same time, we had this big mountain. As you can see from the previous mountain, it was pretty high, so that we knew that it was going to continue to go up. We knew that as soon as it broke this, that it was going to go high, which was right around here. Okay, so now that it's on its way down, we're going to see some negativity, as well as over here some cross that's happening. So we're going to see some downward pressure, and when that happens, what's going to happen? Let's go take a further dive into the zoomed version of this chart, and we're going to see that this is our Bollinger Band. We have the mid band right here. We got the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. Okay, we know the 50-day is above the 200, which means we're going to continue some upside. Anytime you see a downward pressure, probably an opportunity buy for longs. With that said, look at what's happening here. We had a couple of days where it's sideways, up and down, up and down, up and down, but we had this big gap up. And what do we see here? Where do we go from here? It's very hard to tell, but what we know for sure is that on the fib we got a support area at the 38.2. We got the mid band right here, and it got the 50-day moving average right around here. Okay, so what does that mean? We're gonna probably see a downward pressure in this area, just because we see this right here, but this could ultimately reverse itself and continue to go upwards. Right, if we were to look up, there could be pretty much something similar, like where it touched over here, but then it went, we thought it was going to be a cross, goes over here, does this, makes a cross, and then comes back up. It makes, we don't want to see this, right? But it's because it's in the end of the year, that's what we might end up seeing. A lot of people are going to be away for trading, and they're going to take some time off, so you may see that. But then we're also looking at the Santa Claus rally that could happen. We don't know. It could possibly just not happen, because we've won the pretty high areas, right? But what we do know is that we broke this high. We have at the point right now broken this high, and now it's trying to stay support. So with that, we have this line right here, which is a support. We have the mid band, which is going to be a next support, and then we have the 50-day, which is on its way up. That's going to be support as well. Okay, so with all said, there could be some downward pressure for a few days. It come down, and then ultimately what it's trying to do is trying to go to the next high, which is this, which is the 4634. All right, when it goes there, we may see some resistance, ultimately a few times, and then ultimately what's going to happen is going to come down and then try to go back up to the highs, the previous high. which is got two legs up right here, the 46, which is very similar to this, right? We got the double top and then the triple top if that happens, and then the next leg up would be all the way over here in the 4800s. Okay, when that 4800 happens, we do have resistance points right here, which is our 50% on the fibs, right, the extensions, and so we got to be mindful of that. So there's some resistance points up ahead, but at the short term we have some support in this area which will drive it back up. Okay, so as long as all the news cycles remain tight, the momentum is going to be an upward pressure, and it's going to try to break out the ultimate high. And if that happens, you'll see that it will break out and then boom, tank down. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Anybody who's short-term swing trading, you want to be aware that this is where possibility of the ES going in the next few days, even into the end of the year. Let me know if you have any questions, what your thoughts are. Let me know if you want me to look at anything else. Price is King. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.